Hey everyone, today I am going over the doTERRA build guide in this recording. So this guide is there as a tool to help guide us in sharing the business opportunity with others and having that business conversation. So this is the guide we can use to introduce customers to the concept of building a doTERRA business. So the purpose of this recording is to run you through it and how you can use it for your audience. So here is the beautiful build guide. As you know, I love these guides that doTERRA have introduced for us. So this one helps us to construct a conversation that gives our customer a measured, well-rounded overview of what doTERRA's business opportunity has to offer. It is designed to help your potential builder or sharer choose one of the three pathways of action they can commit to and maintain. It gives an overview of the company's history and genesis and its success to date. And whilst everyone will have received this in their welcome pack, it'll be a minority who take the time to read it. As such, there's a great opportunity to highlight it in the Natural Solutions class on the page referencing the opportunity to change lives. The second mention should be that you pull it out at the Wellness Consult and briefly show it, even if no interest has yet been shown in engaging with doTERRA as an income source. It'll help you plant the seed, and when circumstances change, this may remind them of a possible solution to their challenges. So you can consider asking this question towards the end of every wellness consult. Let me ask you, if you had an extra $500 to $1,000 a month coming into your household, would that make a difference for you? And allow your customer some time to answer. If they say yes, you can say it would, and how would it help? So you can start to unpack that with them and let them speak. And anytime someone asks you about doTERRA as a business or income source, invite them to sit down and use this booklet to guide your conversation. So you can do that, run through it online through Zoom or Skype, or you can sit down in person with someone and go through the guide with them. So let's get into it. So this is the first page of the guide, which talks about financial freedom. And if you don't know the pipeline story, please read it. Make sure you read these guides so you're familiar with them before you start using them with people. So you can tell the pipeline story in your own words, and where possible, help your customer identify how their lives are much more linked to hauling buckets. Which I remember when I first heard this, I was like, yep, I am hauling buckets. And I think it's a really good example of how residual income comes into play with doTERRA, and how that residual income can create that financial freedom. And those with a fixed income from traditional employment, so where you get paid for the hours that you work, will see it quickly, and I certainly did. Business owners may require some discussion to unpack that concept, because the vast majority of small business owners will say they have residual income, yet readily accept that they cannot leave their business for even a few months for fear of what they may come back to. So spend some time on this page, because this is really important for setting the scene of what can be created with doTERRA. So a really powerful question to ask here is, what would you love to have more of in your life? And be prepared to prompt them with time, flexibility, money, inspiration, freedom, which I'm sure for most of you watching this, these are the reasons why you have started a doTERRA business, for creating that pipeline and financial freedom. So help this discussion evolve through showing genuine interest in the person and what they want for themselves and their family. And this will be an early pointer to uncovering the person's why. We all know how important that is for us in this business. A person can come up with a great many excuses about how something cannot be done or won't work, but will only need one powerful reason why they must do something, and nothing can stand in their way. So that why is really, really powerful, and you can help them uncover that while going through this business overview. So the next page of the guide is why partner with doTERRA. So I'm just going to zoom into this here. So there's a lot that you can share here about why you chose to partner with doTERRA, and most of us will have similar reasons, and a lot of it comes back to what's on this page. So all the critical points are listed here. So retention rate. The global industry average for direct selling companies is about 10% of customers still ordering after 5 years from enrollment. This means that more people leave than stay, and as such, there is not a true sustainable residual income, because it only works if you keep putting more people into your business than those that leave each month. Sounds like hauling buckets, right? The reason why doTERRA's retention rate is so high is because of the outstanding range of products and customer experience. doTERRA is the largest essential oil company in the world. It is privately owned and debt-free. Why does this matter? It matters a lot. doTERRA has exclusive supply arrangements with its growers to ensure stability in its ability to meet the demand. Not being publicly listed on the stock market or subject to outside venture capital investors, doTERRA can stay committed to their mission of the highest quality essential oils and not be forced by outside ownership to choose greater profits over quality. Quality is so key for doTERRA. Being debt-free makes it an extremely strong company that is able to meet its commitments as required, including to its wellness advocates. Building a doTERRA business changes the lives of thousands of people, and it enables us to leave a legacy for our families and many, many more people. I love this growth model here, growth graph. Within 7 years, doTERRA was $1 billion company, and their growth is on par with Apple. So that's incredible. You can also touch on co-impact sourcing here. If you've been on any trips or incentive trips, you can share your experiences. You can introduce the founders here with people. We all know, if you've heard them speak, you know how incredible they are and how committed they are to doTERRA's vision for quality and for an oil in every home. Success is simple. So there's 3 simple steps to build your financial pipeline. I love this page. If you've been around for a while, you know how much I love pipes, and pipes is everything in this business. So you need to use the products, share doTERRA, and teach others. And here you can highlight that the most successful leaders worldwide have distilled the core activities down to actions they know work. And there is a simple success path to follow, with training modules, reference materials, and guides for every stage of the journey. So we have those guides now. We have the Launch Your Business Guide, the Elite, all the other rank guides that can help to guide us along this journey. You can let them know this is something that you go into more detail with them once they've started, and they will be busy with the preparing and inviting to begin with, then moving into presenting and enrolling, and then supporting the team and community. So here, this allows them to discover the possibilities. Use this page to explain how creating sustainable purchasing in your team progresses you through the ranks and increases your earnings. So this is where the loyalty rewards program is key for moving your business forward. So be sure to cover the different ways doTERRA rewards wellness advocates, and explain that no significant upfront investment of capital is required. In fact, as soon as you begin enrolling, you begin earning. And this is a great place to look at setting some short-term and intermediate goals around income levels. And here you can really work with your new builder to set expectations based on current earnings at each rank. If you need some help with this, let me know. These are the average income earnings. You can talk through the various different pays that they will receive. So the fast start they will begin earning initially. There's the Power of 3 bonus. There is the Unilevel bonus and the leadership bonus. So they are color coded in this graph. So you can show with this graph how over time the unilevel portion becomes the most significant part of the earnings and the residual income. So it may be that they get paid very little on their first unilevel check, but this forms the largest part over time. And here you can ask them what income level would help create what they said earlier that they would like more of. So moving on, this page is where you can go deeper into what people are really after in life. This is the time where you start to highlight the differences between what their current experience is and what a life with doTERRA might look like, be that part-time or full-time. So it's important to ensure that unrealistic expectations are not set that can lead to dissatisfaction and failure. Instead, ask here how many hours per week and for how long they would be prepared to work in partnership with you to create their ideal life whilst still needing to do what is needed to meet current commitments. Asking this question helps you to understand if they have realistic expectations, and you can assist in adjusting these accordingly on the next page. So the 3 pathways. So the question asked on the previous page leads perfectly to offering the 3 pathways of engagement with doTERRA. Now go through each pathway and explain what each one looks like in terms of required activity, the average periods to make these ranks, and the income once that rank is achieved and stable. Here we need to ascertain if the person's weekly hours and period of commitment expectations are in alignment with what is regularly achieved. If the expectation is diamond in 1 month, for example, then a discussion to help people understand that anything is possible, but that it would be very uncommon, is important to have. This page should be used to make an agreement around how many hours and what activities are required for each pathway. For example, pathway 1 may only require a person to invite and host 1 to 2 classes per month. Pathway 2 requires greater activity and a willingness to progress quickly to teaching classes and actively engaging in personal and professional development, as well as coaching and mentoring their growing team. Ask the person to indicate which pathway they think is for them, and then recommend they talk with their personal support network, their family, their friends, and agree a time for them to come back to you with a clear selection and commitment. Then they get to launch their business. So oftentimes this build guide discussion will be undertaken with someone who has already been through or at least made a plan for step 1, living the wellness lifestyle. Now it's time to shift from discussion, having gained some commitments and delivered clarity around the opportunity, to planning and action steps. The first of which is to help the person create an unfiltered names list. Prioritizing the invite list comes next. Right now the focus is getting down on paper the names of everyone they can remember meeting. This may be homework for the person. Completing the list exercise is a great sign of your new sharer's commitment to act, and you should aim to reconvene in a couple of days to see how they have gone and help them learn the skills to appropriately reach out to the different groups on their list and make a meaningful invitation to learn more. From here, we move to inviting the first group of people to a class or one-on-ones where you demonstrate how to run a simple and duplicable class. Your next meeting is a great time to introduce the launch guide as a framework or plan for the ongoing activities needed for success. And this booklet has a spot here for people to write their names list. So it's a great place to start, but it is generally only enough people to fill their first class. You can make copies of this page and provide 10 sheets to your new sharer. It's amazing what happens when someone gets a whole bunch of empty sheets. They will do their best to fill them in, and in doing so, they create armor for their confidence. The bigger their list, the more solid they feel in the opportunity before them. If they have just 20 people on a list and they invite them all to their first class, then they can often feel like they don't have a network and can quickly become discouraged. So this guide is a great tool for having those first conversations around the business and setting those early goals, from here, you would move into the Launch Your Business Guide and work with them on their first month in the business, in setting up their classes, guiding them in running their classes, and getting people enrolled. Hopefully that's been a good overview for you. If you've got any questions, reach out and let me know.